What's up, Irish Nation? Once again, Steve Leslie, YSNLive.com, joined by Anthony Romo. We'll have our senior player profile every Tuesday night. Irish football, cheerleaders, coaches corner. Can't thank Coach Reardon enough. Have some great players, some quality young individuals that represent Ursuline really well. And this would not be possible, Anthony. We talk about it all the time. Johnny Naples at the Golden Dawn here in the food every week. Another great turnout by the Irish on Tuesday night. Hopefully it continues to get bigger and better, but joined by another one of those guys that we talk about, the big boys on the line of scrimmage, O-line, D-line, Casey Leugers. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, let's go into that. And I'm going to start with that because I love this senior class. My daughter's obviously a part of the senior class. There's some characters in the senior class.
Yeah.
Had Mr. Manning and Mr. Bernie on last week.
There too,
Obviously,
sure.
yeah. Obviously, Jack and Christian and those guys kind of get that skilled guy love.
Yeah,
the touchdown, while some big linemen have to run. This is, I'm going to ask you this two ways. One of the closest offensive lines that I have seen,
Right.
and one of the best lines that I've seen in my times at Ursuline, and still think there's room for improvement. Talk about that.
Yeah, like you're saying, real close. 5 senior linemen is, it's rare, and being, just playing together from freshman year, even like 7th and 8th grade year, and just building this team. We say we went in when the program was like kind of down, and we were there when it was down, and we've been there when it was building. So I mean, we're friends off the field, but just the process we built just brings us even closer, and that. When you're best friends with the guys you play next to, it's pretty fun to play football, and that makes it pretty easy. So.
Yeah, and a lot of experience on this line, that's for sure. A lot of guys that have played a lot of football, don in the green and gold for Ursuline. From your perspective, from your first high school varsity game to now, as a player, what do you think has been your biggest growth?
Well, I gotta say, like strength. I remember my sophomore year, I went out game 1, and I was just getting pushed around, and I was like, stunting this way and just getting pushed over. I just feel like that doesn't happen anymore. I'm just bigger and just stronger. So I would say strength and just knowing the game and feeling the game a little bit more. So.
With Casey Leugers, senior player profile here at the Don, the Irish preparing for another good football team. Don't sit on their record, Irish fans, because it's a good one. We'll get into that. For Irish Nation, I know your family, your mom and dad, your family, your brother, they support everything you do. For the people that maybe don't know Casey Leugers from Ursuline or the YSN Nation that we represent, tell everybody a little bit about your family and about yourself.
Well, my mom and dad are here. Jennifer Lugers, Jim Lugers. Both my mom went to Ursuline and my grandparents went to Ursuline, so rich tradition. My brother went to Ursuline. He did great things. Played like 4 or 5 sports there, and so it's always been in my blood. Always been a tradition. So it's it's been more than a school thing. It's been a family thing. It's my whole life.
So we talked about this with Brian a little bit ago. We talk about the high-paced offense for the Irish. When we were talking to some skill guys last week, Mark and Will, about the conditioning factor. A lot of people kind of don't grasp that you guys do that same running up and down the field that they do, but when the ball gets snapped as well, you're trying to throw someone on the ground that's the same size as you guys.
Yeah.
From a conditioning perspective, just how much do you guys prepare in the off season for games like you guys have each week?
It starts early. When it's cold out, it's Youngstown in December and January, freezing. So, we run the stairs up at Ursuline, 3 floors, and the stairs are brutal. So that's like during the winter, and then we go outside and we run 110s. And so we have our conditioning test, which is 21 10s. And you got to make each one under 20 seconds, pretty much. So.
Wow, that's brutal. You're making me tired. All right, so I'm going to say this to everybody listening to YSN Nation. Do you understand? I know, Anthony, you and I do, how hard that is to go fast. And it's no slight to skill, no slight to speed, but for 250-plus guys, that's a grind. And then they have to go play defense. So I like it because that goes back to me. You hit family. You hit Ursuline, education. This football team is all those. I saw a clip on a social media site where Christian had the O-line out for dinner.
Yeah.
How close is this group?
Yeah, just super close. I mean, it's bigger than just like spending time with football. Obviously that brings some level of closeness, but when you go out after games and then you're spending time on the weekends with each other. I mean, just clicking all summer and just when those are your guys, are your friends that you're always with. I mean, that
You'll
makes
be friends forever.
That's right. I mean, it's a brotherhood. So
going back to last week, obviously didn't go how you guys wanted it to go in the end result. You guys were struggling early on, weren't able to get the ball in the end zone. You guys were trailing 35-0 at one point. That's when your senior leadership has to kick in. What were you doing to kind of keep your guys' heads up? I know we talked to Coach Reardon, and he said it's not only the coaches, but a lot of the players are doing their part in keeping the guys up and going forth with the game plan.
Yeah. Well, the thing on offense was, I mean, they weren't stopping us really. We were stopping ourselves, and I mean, all credit to them. They were
it's a good football team.
They were a really good football team.
Yeah.
But turning the ball over in the red zone and stuff. I mean, that's self-inflicted, and so we were saying that like they haven't really stopped us yet, so we don't even have to change very much. We just have to be control the little things, and then we were saying stuff like how many times we scored 28 points in a quarter, and a lot.
Yeah, you scored 27 in the fourth.
In fourth. Yeah, you could name those. So. And I think for me, Casey, that's one of the impressive things about this football team is when we talked with Coach and we talked with Brian and now you, a lot of teams go in at halftime and say, let the clock run and let's go home and get ready for next week. I saw a football team that continued to fight, to continue to improve. And I ask you that question, because it looked like it to both of us. Is that one of the most physical football games you've ever played in?
Yeah, it was. Just going into halftime, I just remember feeling. I was like, man, they're just, they're leaning on
big,
us.
They're long.
Yeah,
they're
big,
athletic.
They're fast. So, getting tired. Stretching. I was icing at halftime and stuff like that. So yeah, it was physical.
I think of course. I think we know that all linemen got to love the physicality, because if you're not physical, then your team's not going to succeed, because you're the part that keeps the offense rolling. What is your favorite part about playing on the offensive and defensive lines?
Well, on offense, I play right next to Brian. Left guard, he's left tackle, and I love when I love when no one comes to me and I see that he's standing someone up, and that guy he's feeling the hurt. So when he stood up, something's coming. So I like when me and Brian double team and guys, and yeah, that gets pretty fun.
Yeah, it meshes very well. Christian Lynch, obviously, the skill guys. Jack Erickson, I thought his progress is off the charts when you look at the first year he's quarterback. Now you go into a Harding football game that's going to be a big one. But this environment, Golden Dawns, senior year, have a chance for it to open up. You get to be a part of a place that's been Ursuline and Ursuline football for so many years. How special is this?
It's awesome. I mean, like I said, it's been my family. I just remember going here back in this. I remember being here for dinner after the 2009 games and the 2010 games. So just to be like a part of it and like be the guy, like be part of one of the guys when the games are over, it's definitely special. And I was telling Brian that they're gonna have to make room on the wall up here after this.
Yeah, we can make some room for the wall.
Exactly.
I'm all in. I'm all in on making room. You talk about that. The support you get. Your senior section, we'll probably get into a little more rapid fire, but do you hear that?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. Maybe a little more when we're winning.
Right. A little more. There's other things going on in a game like that. Well, that's a good answer.
Yeah. So, yeah, we love the support, love the student section.
Well, it's a great student section. They need you again Friday night. We'll have the game for you. YSNlive.com. Casey Leugers, senior player profile for the Ursuline Irish, one of the senior leaders that's got a bright, bright future ahead no matter what he does. Ant, what little rapid fire?
I'm ready.
All right, you're up.
All right, put me on the spot. Well, Steve asked it last time. I'll ask it this time. When you're on your way to the stadium this Friday against Harding, what music are you listening to? What's your favorite song to listen to pregame?
Shoot. There's so many. I love Kanye, any Kanye song.
Okay,
I still have to do my.
Brian's a young boy type.
Brian's
of guy.
a young boy. All right, so
young boy's like a team thing.
So I'm gonna go with a good one here. Casey Leugers' favorite senior cheerleader is?
I'm gonna have to go Ashley Fabry.
Ashley Fabry is the favorite senior cheerleader. That's a
pretty
very good answer, young man.
Yeah.
Water, Gatorade.
Water, always.
On top of that, that was a hard game to play. A lot of sweating. Did not see at the end of the game the cramping started.
But guys were hitting hard.
Yeah, there was
all
some crack. How hard? When do you start preparing with that water for game day?
Well, I mean, like you always drinking water, but it really hits me like Thursday morning. Like I really start like doubling the intake, kind of really taking it serious about Thursday morning. So.
Okay.
So it's in the fall, of course. High school football on Fridays, college football on Saturdays. What's your favorite college program to watch?
Well, I mean, I like the Bearcats, Cincinnati. My dad's from Cincinnati, but I like that.
Great year last year.
Yeah. Really, it's just I hate the Buckeyes.
Oh,
So,
man.
There you have it.
Right behind them.
There you have it. Look what's right behind you. Woody Hayes.
I always root against the Bucks.
That's okay. That's what he's entitled to. A favorite pro team?
Protein. Well, like
favorite pro football team.
Oh, pro football team. Cincinnati Bengals.
Cincinnati Bengals. That was a tough game there.
Joe
Burrow does not normally play like that.
Yeah,
I'll just leave that.
And then McPherson doinking it up.
Yeah, he doesn't usually do that. With Casey Leugers, senior player profile, your family's awesome.
Thank you.
I love being around them, the support that they give you on and off the field. What does that mean to you?
No, I mean it's awesome. Just I just know some of my friends, some of my teammates. They just don't I've just seen it in their lives. Like they might not have as much, and it just makes me appreciate it more. And my mom, she's like the loudest person in the stands, and even the coaches talk about they hear her on the sideline.
Sure.
And she's so that's cool to have someone.
Absolutely.
So even in front of a crowd like that last week, you could still hear your mom.
I heard her plenty of times, and not even on the sideline, even on on the 50.
Okay.
Her voice carries.
Well, shout out to your mom and dad, two great people, great family that give you the opportunity to play football and go to school at Ursuline High School. Shout out to the Lugers family for all they do. Anthony, you got the next one.
Okay. Favorite thing to snack on. Favorite snack.
Shoot. I love Cheez-Its.
Okay.
Cheez-Its
I'm a huge Cheez-Its guy.
You're a cheese guy?
Rice Krispie treats.
Rice
Cheez-Its
Krispie
and
treats?
Krispie
All right, so
treats are the best.
we're all going to finish up here tonight. We're going to have some Golden Dawn food after this. What should we get?
I like the hot pepper pizza with the sauce.
Okay. Hot pepper pizza with the sauce. I love that answer.
Yeah, for sure.
Last one. And I ask everybody this. You lose a devastating state championship with a very close group of friends. Brian talked about this a little bit. And I was impressed with what he said, Anthony. Not so much the loss of the game, but the time you want to spend with them a week after that game's over. Yeah. Now you're a senior. Like, this is it. Like, week 5 is already here. It's going to blink. How do you want this season to go for this entire football team?
Well, I mean, obviously with the ring on the finger at the end of the season. And, just being there like that, I just remember that morning, and it was so great until it wasn't. And, I mean, that was just one of the worst feelings ever. And so just, as a junior last year, I just remember, like, feeling so bad for those seniors knowing I had another crack. So it's almost like, I want the ring for my class too, but for those guys not to have to feel that way and just, like, lose that time with those guys. So.
Well, that's a great answer, young man. And you represent Ursuline High School on the field, in the classroom, all over Ursuline High School. You got yourself another great one. Casey Leugers, senior player profile, going to invade Warren Harding Friday night at Mullen Koff. Will have it for you on ysnlive.com. Anthony Romo, Steve Leslie, Casey Leugers, cannot thank you enough for joining us. Go get win number 4, and we'll talk again.